Hi there guys, welcome back to Attack on Final Fantasy, the Final Fantasy video series where I, Pete, try to complete Final Fantasy in some really stupid ways. Today we are going to take on the Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remaster without using Gil. Jeez. There's just one rule, I'm not allowed to spend any Gil at all in any shops. There is one exception later on in the game, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I start off with 4 monks. I did try this with 2 warriors, knights, or whatever they're called, fighters. They're fighters, aren't they? 2 fighters and 2 monks to begin with, but it wasn't working out, so I decided 4 monks is probably the way to go. After speaking with King, we decide to grind on some goblins for a little bit. This is because I've only got 33 health and your health doesn't get replenished on level up, it just goes up and you stay at 33. So I am relying very heavily on save scumming here. The only way I'm going to be getting any useful items are from chests or from enemy drops, but the enemy drops in this game are incredibly low. We tried to get some potions from goblin guards and crazy horses, but don't get any luck there. In the Chaos Shrine, we grab the potion and the tent before we go and defeat Garland. This goes very well. After that, we head to Matoya's cave to get the 2 potions and an antidote. Then next, we have to make our way to Provoker. I'm going to see how long I can last without using this tent of mine. It takes me 8 attempts against the pirates until I'm happy with 1 run. So that's, that shines a light on how this run is going to go. Outside Provoker after this, we do use the tent to level up before the harsh voyage on the sea. On the open water, Sahagins can drop potions, and by the time our voyage is over, we've actually got 11 potions in the bank, which is brilliant. We ignore Elfheim and head straight for the first proper dungeon. Inside, I hunt down all the chests. Some of them contain Gil, some of them contain weapons we can't use. But some of them contain potions, and we even get a cottage and a phoenix down. Lucky us. We're on to our next boss. This is really more of a mini boss, but it's for Psychodemons. My first try is a complete disaster, so I reload and get lucky with a preemptive attack and wipe them out in 1 turn on my second try. Yes! We leave the cave and head north to give the crown to Astos. Once again, we get unlucky on the first attempt by taking a Thundara straight to the heart, but the second time goes a lot smoother with no damage being dealt to the party. Don't know if you can hear that, but the rain is lashing down. It's like a monsoon, it's ridiculous. I love bloody autumn, the end of summer. God, I do actually love autumn. Autumn's pretty cool. I'm not a fan of the heat, so cooler weather's nicer for me, but I like it when it's cooler and sunnier, crisp, shall we say. Anyway, I digress. We start making our way to Matoya, and I'm feeling a lot less squishy. I don't save scum at all during this whole journey, and I only use a few of the potions I've got. We give her back her eye in exchange for the Jolt Tonic, and why it isn't a Jolt Potion, I'll never know. We journey back south once again to awaken the Elven Prince, and we finally get the Mystic Key. Using this key, I open the chest in the Elfheim Castle, but there's no potions, so we move on back to Cornelia, where we get a tent, a cottage, and some nitro powder. I decide to sell some useless junk that's clogging up my inventory, and we use the tent we've just got to heal up before visiting the dwarves. Here, I get a potion, a tent, and a cottage before blowing shit up. In our next dungeon, the Cavern of the Earth, I use up all of my potions getting through to the vampire. Once again, it took me 2 attempts as I wasn't happy with the first one, but it goes down very fast. Now, we've got a brief return to the surface before we delve back down. I really wanted to switch on no encounters, but I stayed true to the run. In the Giant's Cave, I run into some lesser tigers. When they hit, they do hit hard, but they also have a chance to drop X potions. I hang around battling here, but of course I don't get any, so we return to take on Lich. Before heading back into the Cavern of the Earth, we use a cottage outside to heal up. The journey down is going great until the floor before Lich's floor, where my party gets annihilated. Well, not annihilated, I resort to save scumming in the end because half my party are now in the red. There I was thinking it'd be fine. Once Lich is dead, we can walk out of here and heal with tents. I forget though that Lich is pretty resilient to physical attacks. After a few worrying attempts, Lich finally takes pity on the party and lets us win. After getting the canoe, we go to the Cavern of Ice. This place is a nightmare to get through. There's some force encounters that you have to do to progress and they completely kick my ass, but we get through. We manage it, we get the levy stone and we get the hell out of there, and then we go get our airship. We can finally head to the Citadel Trials where I'm going to get an item that will be a complete game changer for this run. It's the healing staff. This can be used in battle to heal my party. It's not a lot of healing, it's only about between 30 and 50, I think it gets up to about 55 in the end game. I give this to Scrooge as he's my weakest hitter and put him in the bottom slot. Each round he's going to use the staff and heal the party. Like I say, it's not a lot, but when you've only got one potion, one tent and one cottage left, it's better than nothing. In Dragon's Cave, we get a cottage, an X potion and an elixir, which I'll be saving for later on. Oh, and we get upgrades from Bahamut for our class. We're now masters. So now it's time for a little world tour of my airship. I go back to some old haunts to see if any of the locked doors contained any worthy Trevors. Yeah, Trevor. You worthy, mate? You worthy? Lift this hammer. Worthy treasure. They didn't though. Next up, we go to the Waterfall Cavern to get the Warp Cube so we can fight Tiamat later on, and we get a ribbon, as well as facing off against this group of enemies, which is awful. These things can turn me to stone. No good. Next up, we have to spend 40,000 gil to get a bottled fairy in order to get some Oxyale in order to get into a dungeon. This I'm going to allow because it's a story progression block. So technically, no, you can't beat Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remaster without using gil, but if you let this little transgression slide, then, well, we'll find out in a minute. Next up, we delve into Mount Golg to beat up Marilith, and this should be pretty simple from now on, because straight from here we take a dip in the ocean and beat up Kraken. We grab the chime and go into the tower in the desert. I find a helm here that will also cast heal if used in battle. If health gets dangerously low, I can have two people cast heal now. When we get to Tiamat, two of my party are poisoned. Tiamat kills them off just before we secure the victory. It's a shame they missed out on the XP, but at least they're cured of poison now, I guess. Luckily, I have two Phoenix Downs. At this point, I think about going to get some X potions from the Lesser Tigers, but the drop rate is so awful in this game that I give it a miss and just head straight for the final dungeon. We find another elixir here, so now I have two X potions and two elixirs in my inventory, which is good because if I need to, I can heal up before the final boss. Lich bites the dust, Marilith goes up in smoke, Kraken sinks again, and Tiamat gets blown away. And then we come face to face with Chaos. Instead of letting auto battle do its thing here, I thought I'd use some strategy for once. Knowing that Chaos has a chance to use Curaga on himself weighed heavy on my mind, and I breathed a sigh of relief whenever he hit my party members with an attack. For some reason, I've only got two ribbons equipped. I don't know why I didn't pick up the third one, but I just didn't, so only two of my people are taking half damage from the magic attacks here. I did use one elixir here, but I don't know why I bothered. I should just hit him with that attack because he goes down in the first try. It has never been this easy for me. I don't know if there's a hidden line of code maybe somewhere where it's like, oh, he powers up by one every time you spend 100 gil or something. Who knows, or maybe how many imrests you have. Oh, the party's sleeping again. Let's go to the gym. Anyways, I was around level 80 when I finished this run, so yes, you can complete Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remaster without spending gil, if you're happy to save scum and you can ignore having to spend the 40,000 to progress the story. If I were to do this again, I would be running from more fights. I didn't realise until the end of this run that I can do that sort of thing in these sorts of run because I'm not restricted to just a single command. So I could have run from a lot more battles, which would have saved on me save scumming. Looking back, I also regret save scumming as much as I did at the start. I should have just used the hard saves or restrict myself to saving only when the save was available, and the autosave function. I think this would have made it a little bit more challenging, but honestly, if I coupled that with running away, then, you know, would it have really? I would have been running from battles that I deemed, oh no, there's three of those cockatrice things that can stone us here. Let's get out of here, lads, let's run. So, I don't know, it swings and roundabouts, I suppose. Well, thanks for joining me for this. I know I said last video that Final Fantasy X Attack Only was going to be the next video, but surprise, it's not, it's this one. And after this, it's probably going to be a Final Fantasy II no-gill run, and then maybe a Final Fantasy III no-gill run. I'm really trying to avoid Final Fantasy VI, aren't I? It's crazy. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you could do all the good stuff for me, like, subscribe, comment, tell your mum about this video, and yeah, Poison can go fuck.